Alright, so we're back from BotCon in the first video back, and I figured we'd do something big. I know a lot of you have been asking for, like, Minosaur and something a little bit more modern, but for now, I want to do something awesome. Do something a little bit bigger than usual, you know? So, let's just go ahead and get into it. Today, let's talk about RID, or Car Robots, Optimus Prime / Fire Convoy. Now we're going to start in vehicle mode as usual, and as you can see, giant fire truck. I mean, this thing is really big. I'd say probably the only thing I can compare it to at the moment would probably be Drag Strip, because he's all I have handy at the moment. And as you can see, compared to a modern toy, definitely a pretty big size difference. I mean, look at that. I mean, I'd say that's pretty accurate overall as well, but that's definitely a pretty big size difference. It's got rubber tires. It rolls pretty well. I mean, almost seamlessly for the most part. In terms of detailing, we've got completely translucent windows for the cab. You can see some robot junk in there, but that's to be expected. You got a lot of panel lines and vents and things of that nature right there, and you got your actually the doors are molded in, but there's no handle, so that's a little bit odd. I did put a repo label right there next to the Cybertron and the Japanese kanji right there. Strangely enough, this is actually a hybrid that I have kind of kit bashed together. It's got the ladder from the Universe version, and everything else is from the original 01 release. I, for some reason, for the life of me, cannot find the ladder that came with my original. Back to detailing, there are some Autobot symbols on both sides here, and funny enough, kind of considering the fact that the Robots in Disguise version has these on the side, I guess, to indicate that they're Autobots more, but strangely enough, the Japanese didn't, because they're actually considering the fact that they're robots in disguise. Anybody else see the irony with that? But yeah, that doesn't make sense to me. As we move to the back here, oh, that's one thing we'll have to talk about later. Let's leave it there for now. You've got some like step-ups here and a control seat for the ladder here, and on the back you've got the taillights and the step-ups. So very well detailed fire truck mode, which is honestly awesome. This is definitely a vehicle mode that I could see Optimus Prime having myself, and I honestly, if I'm gonna be honest, this is a hot take, so bear with me. This is my preferred vehicle mode for Optimus Prime. Can't wait to see the army of people with pitchforks and torches outside of my house after that one. Well, with that out of the way, we can actually talk about gimmicks now. And there are actually quite a bit on this mode. So first, we've got this up front, the hose barrels. You can just turn this here and push the button, and they flip out. Real nice. Then the next one, obviously, that I could say is the ladder rotates on a ratchet. If this wasn't in the way, it'd go all the way around, but it goes left and right. And the ladder extends. Right there. Now, this next gimmick is the one that everybody knows it for. So, as you can see right here, that one likes to come up, but if you push all these out, on the back here, there's a little button, and all 4 missiles pop out. But they didn't fire. So what you want to do is go down to this slightly sensitive trigger, and that one doesn't want to fire. We'll try this one instead. We'll fire this one, and that one didn't want to fire either. We'll try this one. God, is anyone... Jesus. Well, I will say this. It's definitely better than the Japanese version, considering when you actually push the mechanism, all of them flipped out at once and fired simultaneously. So that is definitely better, in my opinion, than having a lot of them fire all at once. So yeah. And of course, the last gimmick in this mode is one of the most famous ones. So you've got a lights and sounds here, and what you're going to do is fire. That's the first one I have lined up. Of course, he says fire, blah blah blah, and you got a good. You know how I feel about lights and sounds by now. Yeah, I mean, I'm not thrilled about the lights and sounds. I mean, the other one that I have doesn't do it, so I mean, I'm fine with that. It's better than it just going. But you get the point. It's definitely it's a great vehicle mode. I mean, it's awesome. I love this thing. Now here we are in robot mode, and this thing looks fine. This is, I really enjoy this Optimus Prime mode. It's just a little bit, I want to say soft looking, I guess, is what you'd say. Definitely a different style of transformation. I mean, the windows do not end up on his chest, and they actually end up on his legs. That's very, very unique. The detailing, most of the red still stays here in robot mode, and of course the wheels, the front wheels, go onto the knees. And then the head is very, if you look at the shape of it, it is very fire helmet kind of shape to it. It's got that rounded back part there, which is really cool. And this is definitely Optimus Prime. There's no mistaking it's Optimus Prime. It's just a little bit round than what I'm used to. But I still really like this figure. Now, of course, all of the gimmicks still work with the lights and sounds. Keep the little label there. So, there's that. But, yeah. This thing looks really cool. But there's actually a few more things you can do. There's actually a little gun that came with it, but this is it's so small, it's hard to keep track of. It's in one of my totes out in storage. But there are a few other things you can do with it. Like, for instance, what you want to do is kind of just disassemble the back part of the fire truck. And you take these two parts right here, and you kind of just get it lined up like this. And what you do, you just tab this in on this side. Makes them a little top heavy, so just be aware of that. And then you just take this one here and tab that one in. And I'm pretty sure you just give him one of the hands. And, or I think you can give him both of the hands. But we'll just do one for now. And then you got the fire knuckle mode with the shoulder missiles. And that's actually a really cool play option. The fact that you can give him gigantic shoulder missiles to fire at Megatron. That's cool. That's honestly really cool. With that, this figure is definitely very versatile. We're not even done with the stuff that the rest of the trailer can. Yeah, and here we have the base mode, and yeah, it's really not a base mode, is it? I don't really know what else to call it, because yeah, it's just somewhere you can put some guns and a turret and a dish in the ground. I really don't like this mode. Optimus can't really interact with it in any way. It's outside of just kind of stand next to it and I guess tell the turret on top who to shoot. I mean, it's all the way up here. It's not too great. It's oddly shaped. Blah blah blah. That's not what this figure's known for. Everyone knows that. We've got one more little thing to talk about. Here we finally have the super mode. Oh, it's so great. I love this thing. This thing is awesome. Like, what else is there to say? I mean, was it really a shock this thing even had a super mode? If you say you're shocked, you're lying. I mean, everybody and their mom has seen this thing, and it was made in the early 2000s, so duh, it has a super mode. I mean, everything here about it is just fantastic. This thing looks powerful. It looks awesome. Not a lot of words you can use to describe something like this. I mean, look at it. You have no choice. I mean, we'll start with detailing again. I mean, a lot of the stuff from the vehicle mode is here, like the Autobot logos are on top here, but honestly, you know what? No, there's really not a lot. I mean, there's the wheels, stuff. A lot of this was hidden away. This whole thing was underneath the ladder, so you couldn't really see it. The red is way more prominent here, because the head's different and all that stuff, but there's some blue accents on the arms here, of course. It really shows up with the blue on the legs. And then, of course, you've got the new crotch piece. It's made out of, like, I don't know, a roll bar that comes down. It's definitely is very proportionate. And the back here, you've got the ladder that kind of helps it prop up, because it is a little top-heavy. But really what you're supposed to do is turn it this way. It just kind of came undone there. Put it back in. But yeah, you're supposed to leave it that way and let it sit. So, it's a little bit awkward looking sitting on the side of his body there, but it works. It works. Now for features, you've got an opening matrix, and actually this is where you can see that this is the universe version, because the original had an orange piece here, and so that's the main difference you can see. You open this up, and there's the matrix. That's what the matrix looks like in this show. So there's that, and of course you got the arm cannons that you can use. That one's kind of hindered at the moment, but yeah, he can use those. Next thing, this is the one everyone knows. You flip the ladder over and flip that up, and then you can use the hose there, or you can again push that, and you can have all the missiles fire off. I'm not firing it again. So yeah, you have that. That looks cool. That works. Articulation wise, you got your knees. I wasn't going to cover this until we got the super mode, because that's the main event. You got your knees, you got your outward movement. You got this extends out, so you get a lot more movement that way. You can actually move these down now. You can move the wrists all around. They're on ball joints. The head's on a ball joint as well. The thumb moves, but it's really not meant to move except for transformation purposes. And then you can get a little bit of the toe bend in there. But, yep, that's about it in terms of articulation. Now we'll do some size comparisons just to show you how big this guy is in comparison to just what's been coming out over the years. Here he is with Classics Prime, Energon Prime, Earthrise Prime, and G1 Prime. I gotta say, RID Optimus Prime is one of my favorite figures in my collection and is a must-have for yours if you don't have him already. He's fun to mess with, his super mode is awesome, and the fire truck mode is just to die for. Plus, you can get that Axiom Nexus display going if you wanted to with all your other primes of the different eras and universes. There is actually one more thing that this guy does, but you're gonna have to wait till next time. Anyways, guys, I've been the Treebot. Thanks for watching, and if you made it this far, why not like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.